Welcome back to The Express in downtown Vancouver. Now, I sure love this city, but I'm not the only one. So does Ligia Oancea, so much so that she wrote a song about it and shot a video, one that's been viewed tens of thousands of times on YouTube.
Where else they'll find the air so sweet and the water so pure? Where else?
When you love your city, you sing it out loud for the whole world to hear. Exactly what West Van music teacher Ligia Oancea did with her original anthem entitled Vancouver.
It's about the beauty of Vancouver and how proud I am that I live in this city and how happy everybody that lives in this city should be.
Ligia is a singer-songwriter from Romania. After moving to Vancouver in 1990, she developed a deep connection with her new home and native land. So one day she decided to put her talents to work.
I always wanted to write a song about Vancouver. I think it's such a gorgeous city. It deserves a song like other cities like New York, like San Francisco. And we know with the Olympics, that was absolutely a perfect occasion to launch the song.
And subsequently, this video, which has garnered 45,000 views on YouTube, not exactly viral, but it is spreading steadily, popping up on popular blog sites like theawesomer.com.
Amazing, it's amazing. It's very hard to, when you don't have the right connection, it's very hard to promote your work. So nowadays it's much easier with YouTube and with the internet. You know, you just put it there and people see it, and if they like it, they will look at it, and more people will look at it.
People like this fan who performed and posted a cover version of the song.
Vancouver, 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 beautiful city of mine.
It's all a part of Ligia's quest to spread a little Vancouver pride. And sure, she might sound and look a bit odd to some, but music is all about self-expression, and at the end of the day, that's what truly makes her happy.
I want to share with as many people as possible, you know what, the feelings that I have and the music and the beauty of everything, right? So that's the most important thing for me, at least for now.
I'm Tim Chung in West Vancouver for The Express.
Vancouver.
Ligia will be performing her song Vancouver live on April 6th at the Biltmore Cabaret. You can get more information at her website. Now we're going to take you back online with our next story. With over 500 million active members, there is no doubt that Facebook plays a huge role in our society. And that's what we're talking about, and the role it plays with teens, with today's youth-produced segment, Gen Y.
So did you update your status today? Have you liked anyone's post lately? Yes, we're talking about Facebook. But do you really know what you are sharing with the world?
Well, I make sure that only pictures that I would want other people to see are on my account, and I make sure that my privacy settings are pretty tight.
My privacy settings aren't very good, but I find that I don't really think people will go on my Facebook, so I don't really try not to worry about it.
I think if you're unaware of how to keep your profile private, it could be somewhat dangerous.
When people learn that a lot of their content is already on Google, my question for them is, how did it end up there? Where did it go? Where is it being held today?
How many Facebook friends do you have? As Jesse points out, are they really your friends?
Why would you tell all your friends you're going on vacation? Why would you take photos of your kids and tape them to the outside of your home?
We just add people sometimes because it seems easy to add those relationships, and I think that even though social media has given us an ability to communicate with friends and family that we haven't seen or can't talk to because we live in different places, we dilute the word friend a little bit by adding people just to update and share things.
How many friends do you have on Facebook?
1,307.
And how many of those would you say that you would actually invite to your wedding?
I'd say 1,307.
I am a very open person. Not that many.
Facebook has both negative and positive aspects.
It's pretty sweet. I can talk to my friends and plan special events.
I think it's good because people can communicate with each other in a very easy and quick way.
I think
It has become really important with regards to extracurricular activities and groups outside of school as a means of communication and getting everyone kind of on the same page.
It helps me communicate with my friends, and it's fun to share pictures and stuff. And I think it can be a bit invasive sometimes with people who you aren't really friends with looking at it.
I think social media can be used in education. I think kids who are learning about programs around the world and languages and events, they can see them happening in real time watching YouTube or through Facebook friends. But I think a lot of kids are using Facebook as a tool to waste some time, to focus on some of the negatives in life, and to use it as a tool where they can hide behind a veil, where they communicate some of the things that they would never say in person.
We asked Jessie for some tips on how to be safe in cyberspace.
If you wouldn't do it in person, why would you do it online? If a person at a bus stop came up to you and started asking you questions like, what's your phone number? How many friends do you have? Where do you live? Where do you go to school? You would never answer the questions, and you'd be looking for someone to help you. But why type it out into black and white where anyone can read it at any point from anywhere in the world where they can learn about you years and years later? If you have a cell phone and you need numbers, well, talk to your friends. Make it private. Don't put a page up where everyone can just add their numbers. Now it can be found by Google.
Wow, I don't know about you, but this has really made me think about my Facebook profile.
I agree. I'm now more cautious about what I put on my page.
Do I really have 500 friends?
I hear ya. This is Lindsay.
And I'm Helen, signing out from Gen Y on the Express.
Let's check out my privacy settings.
Gen Y is brought to you by Options, Surrey Community Services Society.
Gen Y is a Shaw TV Access segment. The youth reporters are all volunteers. They get to learn a little bit about the world of broadcasting, and we in turn get to learn about the lives of Metro Vancouver youths, or in this case, the cyber lives. Now you're watching The Express, and we're going to switch it up from online to on the slopes up next. After the break,
it's our job as coaches to forget about the results.
Coaching advice from Whistler's Rob Boyd.
The results will take care of themselves.
Ice climbing at Mount Norquay in Banff.
This area of Canada is probably one of the best places in the world for ice climbing, rock climbing, mountaineering.
The Express. This is your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
I think the Sea to Sky Trail is very unique in the fact that people with different disabilities, different levels of disabilities, maybe not even disabilities, maybe someone with a stroller or someone who just has a hard time walking. Just having a trail of this extent, going through the wilderness the way that it does, we never get to see that anywhere, and we never get to use something like that anywhere. You don't have to be disabled, but just to be out with your friends, your family, it's so important and it's so rewarding.
Welcome back to The Express in downtown Vancouver. It's World Cup ski season, and for young athletes, that makes it all too easy to become results-oriented. Well, World Cup icon turned Whistler Mountain K2 club coach Rob Boyd is working hard to keep that distraction out of the gates.
It's easy for a kid to get wrapped up in results.
Sport development manager and K2 coach Rob Boyd sets up a training course for the Whistler Mountain Ski Club on Blackcomb Mountain. Just coming off a 6-year stint with the women's national ski team, this former World Cup medalist understands all too well the pressure young racers can face.
It's our job as coaches to forget about the results. The results will take care of themselves. And it takes a while for them to understand that. You know, you got to train the brain. It's a muscle that needs to be trained, just like the quads and the legs.
An avid gymnast and grass hockey player, K2 racer Stefanie Fleckenstein's brain was the only muscle that desperately needed a workout this year.
Last year I was at the top, and then I kind of got really stressed and thought a lot about my results, more about what I was actually skiing. And so it got me a lot more like tensed, and I wasn't actually skiing to my full ability.
However, the skies cleared when this 13-year-old from West Vancouver shifted her focus from the scoreboard to her skis, making way for an overall third-place finish at Provincials earlier this month.
Coming third was like amazing because I've had a bad start to the season by crashing a lot. I don't really look at results anymore.
And this little dance is helping the weekend warrior put her races in perspective.
At Seymour, it was kind of like our first race where I was actually like focused on skiing instead of my result. We decided to like make up a little kind of warm-up thing that kind of went into a dance where it calmed me down and it calmed her down. So now we do it at every race.
Stefanie's next big event is the Whistler Cup, an international ski competition where 365 young racers and national teams from around the world gather April 8th to 10th on Whistler Mountain.
Well, the Whistler Cup is it's a great opportunity for these kids to gauge themselves against the rest of the world, that age group. Expectations are really high. And, you know, sometimes 13, 14 years old, it's a little bit too much to handle, and that's why you may not see the results.
Thankfully, results aren't at the forefront of this young skier's mind, leaving them at the finish line, promisingly so. From Whistler, I'm Nicole Fitzgerald for Shaw TV.
You can cheer on Stefanie and our Olympians of tomorrow at the Whistler Cup, happening April 8th through the 10th at Whistler Mountain. You can also watch for Shaw TV's half-hour special on the Whistler Cup, airing right here on Channel 4. Now, skiing, ice climbing, and a notorious nightlife for once. And up next on The Express, we're not talking about Whistler.
Welcome to the Snow Show, brought to you by Snow Seekers with your host, Doc Powell. Live like a local these next few minutes and get inspired to why you should choose this destination for your next winter adventure. Step into the snow and make the call on what's best for you. Each week, Doc Powell discovers these destinations through the eyes of a local. Let's meet this week's guide. Whitney Wilson is a Banff-based snowboarder, bartender, and social butterfly. In hockey, she plays right wing, she's a big Pens fan, and can strum a mean violin.
Banff is a great place to snowboard and party, and that's kind of what I was looking for, a little bit of both. It's worked out so far.
After 3 years, I would figure, because did you plan on staying this long?
No, it was only supposed to be one season of snowboarding, and I stayed another season, and it just kept going.
Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think people get here and then they don't want to leave?
It captures you. It kind of just pulls you in. There's something weird in the Rockies, and it makes you stay here. It makes you want to be here because you're just surrounded by the beauty of Canada. I mean, it's gorgeous. Norquay, 5-minute drive just to cross the highway. You don't even go on the highway. You drive up the mountain and you're here. It's so close.
Yeah, and it's a sweet little space. It gets some great snow. You and your buddies have got some special times here.
Yeah, I feel like they have a little bit of everything. They have their steep runs, but then they have easy-going turns and long trails. You're on top of the world. You look out over Banff, the Bow Valley. It's gorgeous.
There are a few ways to collect vertical in Banff. All will take you to new heights.
We get a lot of people that come through who have never done it before and just want to have seen pictures of people doing it and want to get out there and experience it themselves. And this is an ideal venue for coming out and doing some ice climbing in Yamnuska. Yeah, you get the steep walls of ice and you've got all these sharp implements in your hands and on your feet. But some people like Whitney there just slip straight into it and off they go, straight up, no problem at all.
And so what is it for you? What is the magic behind ice climbing?
Just being out in the environment, and actually, and this area of Canada is probably one of the best places in the world for ice climbing, rock climbing, mountaineering. It's just an amazing playground.
I was a little nervous that I wouldn't be able to do it, but I don't know. I think I accomplished everything today that I set out to do.
You pulled it off in
so.
fine form.
You're going straight up. You got to pull yourself. You're climbing. I feel great. I'm like lively right now, and I'm really glad that I got the chance because everybody should try this. I mean, you don't know if you're good for it or not.
I want to talk about the nightlife, because that's where it's at.
I mean, go play a game of pool at a pub, or, you know, you go dance at the nightclubs. You can do anything pretty much. You're surrounded by people. So everyone's so friendly. They're having a great time, and it lets me have a great time. I get to dance behind the bar and hang out, and it's a great atmosphere, really.
It's just a must-do, a must-see. It's an experience you have to be a part of. It's just the vibe here, the people that hang out here, the people that work there, everything about it. Each person, you know, can tell their own story when they come here. They will leave with one, I guarantee it.
Banff National Park is home to 3 ski resorts, Lake Louise, Sunshine Village, and Mount Norquay, which we just visited. But there's also lots of fun to be had closer to home, and that's where we're shining today's Express Spotlight. Celebrate the Persian New Year at one of the largest Iranian community events. The Grand Community Picnic will be a full-day event held at Ambleside Park. Be a part of the biggest intramural event in North America. Join thousands of UBC students as they swim, sprint, bike, run, and climb over a 12-foot wall. This workshop will show you how to defend yourself against a personal attack. The experts will show you what to do to ensure you have the mental preparedness, self-confidence, and physical skills to defeat your attacker. Trish of Code 5 Fitness fame is running that workshop. The woman is hardcore and she's awesome. Now that's it for today's Express from downtown Vancouver. We're going to leave you with Carousel Theatre's Muncha Mia, and we'll see you next time.
I want to see the mayor.
At your service.
You've made a big mistake, mister. One of your subway trains is stopping in my living room and I want it to stop.
So?
Can you make it stop?
Well, sure, it can stop several times a day. How many times a day do you want that sucker to stop?
None.
Say what? You just said you wanted it to stop.
That's right.
So we can make it stop a minimum of 16 times a day. But if you want it to stop more...
I don't want it to stop at all.
Look, kids, you gotta get your story straight. You want that train to stop more, don't you?
I want it to stop stopping.
Stop stopping?
Stop
stopping.
Your subway station shouldn't be in my living room. You've made a mistake. You just need to put your subway stop somewhere else.
Somewhere else? If a subway stops there, it's a subway station. You shouldn't build your house in a subway station. Our computer says it's a subway station, and our computer is always right.
So you can't make it stop.
I can make it stop.
But you can't make it stop stopping.
Exactly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go to lunch.
But you're not listening.
Why should I listen to you? You can't even vote.